Everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then please do. In today's video, I will be doing a review. On the show Sex Education Season 1. So this is a show that I recently watched and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to share my thoughts on it. Please keep in mind that I have notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that's why. This video will have spoilers in it, so if you haven't watched the show and you would like to, then please skip this video. Once you've seen the show, then you can come back. But if you don't care about spoilers, then keep on watching. So I'm going to say a backstory on the show and then I'll get into the characters. I'm going to say a backstory on the show and then I'll get into the characters. So the backstory is that I've heard about the show in the past, but at the time I had no interest in watching it. But then recently the second season trailer came out. So when I saw the trailer, it got me interested in it, and I saw a post saying that they're getting the second season, and I searched it, and I remember that this is one of the videos that one of my favourite YouTuber, which is called Amanda BB, that's her YouTube channel name, she did a video about it, but at the time I didn't watch it because I hadn't seen the show, so I didn't watch the review. Normally with Amanda, I usually watch her reviews of shows that I've seen, so I didn't watch the review because I didn't see it, I haven't seen the show. So I paid my sister money so I could watch the first season because they have the first season on Amazon. So, and my sister has Amazon Prime. So I gave my sister money so I could watch it. So I will talk about the show character for my character, and then I'll say my thoughts on each episode one by one, and then my ranking at the end. So the first character I'm going to talk about is Coach Woods / Whitney's coach. So I want to mention her because there's something that is someone who isn't just for the money. The fact that her job was on the line, but she still did the right thing and said what was happening. She doesn't have a big role in the show, but I wanted to talk about her in this video because I do appreciate people like her. The next character I'll be talking about is Dalton, which is Whitney's assistant coach. When it comes to Dalton, I'm like, what can I say that I haven't said about people like him in the past? Not only is he a pedo, but he's also an idiot as well. So he's a predator and he's an idiot. You know when someone makes your skin crawl? That's him, and the fact that he's a fictional character is irrelevant. He kept on giving himself a bigger hole, so he kept on digging himself in a bigger hole. And I'm so glad that he got caught in the end. And did I wish it was sooner? Yes, I do, but he's gone now, and Whitney's good. And Whitney cut him off, which was good. The fact that he had a wife wasn't that shocking. And I'll be surprised that he didn't end up he didn't tell his wife when he said he would. I'll be that shocked. No, we're not, because he's an awful person. Let's be honest. Let's hope this is the end of him, because the fact that he did it before to another girl, from what it said in the newspaper, and there's probably more, is really disgusting. And the reason that and the fact that he's done it before is why he's so bold. And it's very sick. It's very sickening and disgusting. So the next character I'll be talking about is Willow. I love Willow. The fact that she's so funny without even trying. Not only that, she's a really good friend. The way that she was going out of her way to help Whitney when her mum can be a lot. The way she was always having Whitney's back, especially with the whole Dalton situation, because Whitney deserves none of the blame for what happened. As soon as she came on screen, you can tell that she's that kind of character. She's that kind of character that every time she comes on the screen, you get like this warm feeling. But you need more of their friendship, so the friendship between Whitney and Willow. But I really like Willow as a character. So the next character I'll be talking about are Jocelyn and Leela. I love them and their characters, and it's kind of the same as Willow. When they come on the screen, I get this warm feeling. They're so funny, and they don't have that many lines, but when they do have lines, their lines flow so naturally that it makes you laugh. What I love about the show is that they have really good representation. With Jolene, I love how she's free to be herself. Like, she's in a wheelchair, but she doesn't care. She's just really free to be herself. And one of my favourite scenes is when the main three girls will be talking about something and you just see her rolling by, like she just goes like that, down the hall and says something like, I told you so, or do it. One of my favourite scenes with her is, I think it's in episode 2, where it's the naked party, and you see her and she's like, oh, I'm going in, or see you on the other side. I think that's what she says. So I love both of them, and we need more of them in the show. So the next character I'll be talking about is Kanan, a really good guy, and on this show that's saying something. I don't know about everybody else, but he was my breath of fresh air, and I think he was with Whitney, especially after the whole Dalton situation. The banter between Kanan, Leela, and Kimberly is one of my favourite parts of the show. And what I love about Kanan is that he's a good guy, not a nice guy. And I love how the show shows the difference between being a good guy and a nice guy. He's also really funny, and I think him and Whitney are cute together. And when he introduced her to the group, we need more of that. Black people supporting black people, we love to see it. So the next character I'll be talking about is Ryan. It's really sad that after about Kanan, a really good guy, I have to talk about a person, not even a good person, not even a guy, a person like Ryan. I don't think Bella understood fully that him showing her that porn was sexual assault as well, because it wasn't just weird him showing her the porn, but she understands now, so that's good. I like how the show handles the situation of just because a person is a nice guy doesn't mean you should stop putting your guard down. I feel like he should have got more than he got. Him and another person is actually, which we will get to very soon. Him pushing himself on Bella, when I tell you I have never been so shocked in a while. I felt uncomfortable for Bella. You know when you're watching something and you can feel it through the screen? That was me. He got me questioning things because after that happened, I was thinking to myself, isn't that sexual assault? He just made me feel stupid. Like every time he came on the screen, same thing like Dalton. We don't need his name to be mentioned unless it's people saying that he's in prison or in jail. So the next character I'm talking about is Eric. I've seen a big debate about Eric, especially about the season 1 Eric, that if he had just believed Bella in the first place, then none of this would have happened. I do believe that he was being a jerk when Bella was telling him and Evelyn, I think it's Evelyn, about what happened, and he just kept on going on saying, how could you, you must have got it wrong, and making that speech. He was in the wrong for that, but at the same time I can understand where he's coming from, because no one wants to hear that someone you know or someone you love or someone that you trust a lot has done something like that to another person. So when people are like, oh, is it that hard for people to believe women, I do understand what they're saying, but I can see both sides. The apology did feel very forced, but I'm glad that he believes her now and he kicked Ryan out. I can see how they're setting up something for them in the future, so something for Eric and Bella in the future. And that moment was sweet when she was wearing the caution tape, and he was talking about how he has 2 dads. So the next character I'll be talking about is Nico. It's really sad. It's really sad because every time I think about Nico, it's really sad because I think about Kimberly. I know what you're thinking. I'm sad for him, but the reason why I know what you're thinking. And the reason I'm sad for him is because of how he treated Kimberly. And the other reason why I'm very sad is because he is a very good looking guy, but he's a very good looking guy and has nothing up there. It's the brain is just empty. I love Nico and Kimberly's chemistry so much, so the fact that he made me put my guard down so many times, and then the fact that he had a girlfriend the whole time and he had no remorse of how much he was hurting both of them, mostly Kimberly. It makes me so angry even writing this. I feel the pain in my belly because he reminds me of Nate from Euphoria. Let's be honest, he got off lightly because Leighton could have named and shamed him in front of everyone, but nope, he was given a day to say sorry and he chose to do the wrong thing. So the next character I'll be talking about is Aaliyah? No, that's not her name. Alicia. The next character I'll be talking about is Alicia. I do feel bad for Alicia, but at the same time, it was doomed from the start because Leighton had no signs of making their relationship public. It's really sad though because they were really cute together and you can see how heartbreaking it was for both sides. The putting the no closet girl in her bio 15 minutes after the breakup was really sad. Wasn't necessary, nope. But at the same time, I can understand. The show's very funny, and the I'm 5'2" line, I haven't laughed so much in a while. I rewatched that episode, and when that scene came up, it made me laugh because I forgot about it. Do I think this will be the end of their story? Nope. I don't think so, but I'm excited to see what. But do I think that this will be the end of the story? No, I do not. But that's all I have to say about Alicia. Now I'm going to talk about the main friendship group. So the next character I'll be talking about is Leighton. Leighton went through it this season, as well as another character, but we'll get to her soon. But finding out that your friends backstabbed her, but they're gone now, and she has better friends. The internalized homophobia was biting her in the ass. She's very funny and she has a good style. I'm going to be honest, she wasn't one of my favourites out of the four, which is why I'm saying her first. But I can see that she's on a journey to becoming more open about herself. And I love the scene when she told Kimberly that she's gay. It was really sweet to me. I thought it was a really sweet moment. The next character I'll be talking about is Bella. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the times I wasn't feeling her. She came across very weird to me, and that's coming from a person who's weird herself and has been called weird almost her whole life. I was watching other people's review on the season, and it makes me feel a bit better because I'm glad that I am not the only one who felt that with Bella. Because sometimes I have to question her actions, but at the same time she is young and it's very natural to make mistakes at her age, and I can see that she's learning and growing. But I do love about Bella how she is unapologetically herself through and through. I'm not going to talk about the whole being assault situation because I already did that when I was talking about Ryan, who is totally to blame, like 100% to blame. What I will talk about is when she sent that message to Carla and then deleted it. I was screaming through my telly, but when she said to Leighton about she fucked up and she didn't know how to fix it, and when she found out that Ryan did it to Carla as well, and she didn't say anything, and now she feels like she silenced her. It's going back to learning and growing. That's what I was saying about earlier. What's the 9 job thing? And with the whole 9 job thing, of course she would have done it if she knew that they had girlfriends. So the boyfriends are to blame for it because they knew they were in a relationship. So when the girl was getting mad at Bella, it wasn't her fault. She didn't know that they were in relationships. So the next character I'll be talking about is Whitney. Deserves better. That's it. I could leave it at that, but I'm going to say more. The way she apologised to the team and the way they reacted gave me so much happiness. The fact that she had to go through all of that was really sad to watch. And when she said that she was in love with him, I said to myself, would I ever know peace? Whitney, I'm going to speak directly to you. You're going to be successful and have a full life, and you will be with someone that treats you as you should be treated. Kanan a big step up from Dalton, but to be honest, anything could be a step up from him. Those kind of people are going to try to call themselves back into your life, but you have friends that are here for you. Please don't let your guard down when it comes to Jenna, because that scene when she trips her over, I was so mad. You're way better than her, and she's just jealous. That's it. She's just jealous of you. The relationship with her mum was really great to see. The way that her mum went off on Leighton's dad at the dinner, and she said thank you to her, and she was like, oh, how she agrees with him, but at the end of the day, he is your father, and saying how she wished she could appreciate him. How she appreciates him, who is barely there for her, or never there for her, but doesn't really appreciate the mum who's right in front of her. It was really heartbreaking, but seeing her open up to her mum at the end, it really warmed my heart, and we love Whitney. That's it. So the last character I'll be talking about is Kimberly, my favourite character. I love her so much. The amount of times I see myself in her. I said wow when she was saying about saving her first time for something special. It really warms my heart because the topic of virginity, because I remember how so many people would look at me sideways because I haven't had sex yet. And I think it was Bella saying stuff to Kimberly about, oh no, I'm not like that, I just want to do it and give it to anyone. I think she was saying something about alliance, but Kimberly still stood her ground for what she believes in. I would stand for her, but I would be in denial if I didn't say that there was times that I was questioning Kimberly a lot through the season. Let's talk about this Shawn Mendes lookalike. I don't blame her at all, but I'm sorry, if I was Shawn Mendes, I'd be personally offended because he looks nothing like him. When he comes to the screen, when he came to the screen, I knew something was off from the beginning, but I couldn't point where it was. I wasn't expecting that he was going to break up with her right after having sex with her, and the fact that Nico was no better, which really got me annoyed. The scene when she went off on Nico is why I love her so much, because she let him have it as she should. The thing I do love, the thing I do have to shake my head about is her cheating on the test. Yes, I understand she used the fact that she has the UGI as a reason to go to the bathroom, so the fact that she has the infection. But I said at the same time, did she not think they would check the bathroom? Like, change it up. Don't go to the same one each time. Like, change it up. Because I'm sure she's watched movies when people have been caught. So that I have to question Kimberly about. Kimberly is my girl, so I would stand for her. And the way she said in that room, please do not take away my chance to go here because I am poor and I can barely afford to go here, which is why she has the job in the first place. They hear all the things that she said and they were like, well, they hear all of the things that she said and it moved them, like it made them feel things, and then they decided to let her stay but removed her scholarship, then say, we're going to make you pay extra money a year. And I'm sitting here thinking, how's she going to do that? So I'm very excited to see how that will go in season 2. One of my favourite Kimberly scenes is when it's the parents' weekend and she and her mom's talking about the food. I think this was a really sweet moment, and that also brings up how good of a friend Leighton is to give her her card and pay for her food, even if she did get caught in the end. I really love their friendship. So that's all the characters. The next thing I'm going to do is talk about the show episode by episode. Episode 1, my thoughts on the episode is that it was really good. I love how they introduced the different characters and the show seems very funny. The whole Whitney saying about how she was distracted because she wants to fuck the coach made me jump. I feel really bad for the Kimberly girl. I think I relate to her a lot and I like Whitney, and the fact that the guy has a wife is so sick. But the fact that he has a wife is double sick. I see the chemistry between Nico and Kimberly. The friends that Leighton had was giving bad vibes. So the fact that the dad said about them being horrible was funny to me. Bella seems like a lot, but I like her energy. Those girls who slut-shamed her was in the wrong, because if she knew that they had boyfriends, she would have done it. Leighton being in the closet was very surprising to me. Episode 2, I thought it was interesting. I found it very brave and proud of them that they ended up going to the park. I like the character of Willow, and I can see more of their friendship bond. As much as I don't like Jane, I think that's her name, the rude girl on the soccer team, when she said about how it's not like there are guys lining up for her, I relate to that a lot. I thought it was funny, but not as funny as Nico going. Not as funny, but not that funny. And Nico is going to be Kimberly's tutor, which I can see being an interesting storyline. I'm sad that Whitney has gone back to Dalton. The ending with Leighton was sad. You can see that she knows who she is. She's just scared to be who she is. She's just scared to tell people. Episode 3, I thought the episode was good. I feel like Bella has some of the best lines in the show. The part when she said about the guy that she slept with, the guy with the abs, how he's a funny fucker. I was like, wow, I'm not shocked that the coach didn't tell the wife, but I do feel bad for Whitney, and I can't wait for the truth to come out. Leighton could be making a friend, and that's great. Nico standing up for Kimberly is a big red flag. I love the scene when they were talking about abs. So, and I put the little heart emoji. So episode 4, I thought the episode was good. I'm glad that Willow knows what's happening with Whitney, because Whitney needed something to talk about. needed someone to talk to about it. She's right. Willow is a good friend. I'm glad that Bella stood up for herself, because I was saying to myself that he sounded sexist when he made that joke. I'm glad we got more of Kanan and Layla. I was confused at why Leighton slept with that guy when she says that. But then I remember that she's in the closet and she probably faked the orgasm. Episode 5, I thought the episode was interesting. I found it annoying at times, but it was good. Whitney did the right thing. She didn't mean to film the guy, and plus she stopped when she realized he was there. The Ryan guy, the guy who showed Ella the porn without her consent, is weird, and she needs to listen to Kimberly and stay away from him. Alicia did the right thing, and the guy was a dick, so he had it coming. And I'm glad that they kissed. That was a really sweet moment. Episode 6, it was a really good episode. I'm glad that Ella's parents know the truth about how she wants to be a comedian, not a doctor. I felt bad for Kimberly, but I'm glad that they had that talk between her and her mom. I'm glad that she and Nico finally kissed. Leighton is a really good friend, and she and Alicia are cute. Whitney's mom is the best for standing up for her, and Leighton's dad is the worst and got what's coming. One of my favourite episodes so far. Episode 7, I really liked this episode. I was thinking to myself how the guy is weird and Ella. Why is the weird guy and Ella having bonding moments? Because there's a scene that they're bonding a bit over like the show or something. So I was like, why are you giving them chemistry? Like, don't do that. The part when he pushes himself onto her, I was surprised and speechless. I'm glad she got in to the controlling. Whitney is moving on from Dalton, which is good, and seeing her with another friend group is nice. Nico and Kimberly have so much chemistry, but I'm sad and mad that Nico has a girlfriend, and I'm happy for Alicia and Leighton. Next, I'm going to talk about episode 8. I really like the episode. I feel bad for Kimberly, but I'm glad she knows the truth. I like the part when she was talking to the girlfriend. I think they could be friends. I'm happy that Bella has told somebody and is going to get help. Whitney has the support as well, which is good. With Leighton, I can see that she can feel like something is going on, but isn't sure what. But I was saying through the episode that it's sad. If she knew the truth, she would have told Kimberly that he had a girlfriend. Like, she could suspect that something was going on, but she didn't know the truth. Episode 9, my thoughts on the episodes that I liked it. I'm sad for Leighton, but I feel like it was going to end because Alicia knew she was colored and she was setting herself up in a way. Whitney's team lost, which is sad, but I'm happy she and the guy from Kimberly's work are getting along, so she and Kanan are getting along. Kimberly cheated on the test and got caught, which is sad. I'm glad that Ella has people on her side. I'm glad that the girlfriend knows that Nico is cheating, or was cheating. Nico's a cheater. I'm glad that she knows Nico is a cheater. So episode 10, I thought that it was good episode. I'm glad that Kimberly isn't expelled, but she starts to pay more money, and I'm thinking, how is that possible? I'm glad that Whitney and her mama are closer, and Willow is a really good friend again. Willow is a really good friend. Bella is moving on to better things, and I'm glad she and Whitney and Nate, and I'm glad that Leighton came out to someone, meaning Kimberly, so I'm happy for her. So now I'm going to say my thoughts on the whole show. My thoughts on the whole show is that I thought it was a really good season. I like how they talk about serious topics and the show is funny. I like the characters and the bonds in the show, and the chemistry is really good. And I'm excited for the next season. I was surprised at loads of things and annoyed, but it's a really good show, and I like how it wasn't a long show apart from the first episode, and I really liked the show. So now I'm going to say my rankings on the show. So my favourite episode is the Parents' Weekend, and that's episode 6. My next favourite was Welcome to Essex, and that's episode 1. My next favourite was The Tutor, which is episode 3. My next favourite was I Think I'm a Sex Addict, and that was episode 7. The next favourite episode was Kappa, and that's episode 4. My next favourite was Surprise Party, that's episode 8. My next favourite was That Comic Though, and that's episode 5. My next favourite was Cheating, and that's episode 9. My second least favourite was The Truth, and that's episode 10. And my least favourite was Naked Party, which was episode 2. So now I'm going to talk about Funko Pops, and I think they should do Funko Pops of the show. And if they did Funko Pops of characters, I would probably get Kimberly. I would get the main four, so I would probably get Kimberly and Whitney. because those are my two favourites. I also like Layla and Leighton and Bella, but I'll probably get two because it's depending on how much money they are and how much space I have. So I'll probably get Kimberly, Whitney, Willow, Jacqueline, Layla, and probably Alicia. Those are the ones that I would get. But I really hope they do Funko Pops in the future. And that's the end of the video, guys. So I will be doing a review for season 2 when I can. So I'm very excited to do that with you in the future. But that is the end of the video, guys. So it was a kind of short one today, but I hope you guys like my thoughts on the show. If you have any thoughts on the show, let me know. Let me know your favourite characters, your least characters. My favourite character is Kimberly. My least favourite character is Dalton, but that's a surprise to no one. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye.